Okay, I'm going to talk about several things here, but the first one uh, is a method. It was from Barry Konikoff. I think I had it on a cassette tape, which kind of tells you about how far back this was. But okay, let me give you this method, then I'm going to talk about a few other things. Now, you do the deep breathing, get into a meditative state, and then you visualize a valve on top of your head somewhere here, and then an orange liquid would flow in, the orange liquid would fill your body, fill up through your body, and this orange liquid would absorb. I think it was orange. I might be wrong on the color, but I don't know if the color is important or not. But anyway, this liquid would absorb all the negative emotions stored in your body: anger, hatred, fear, stuff, jealousy, stuff like that. It would absorb it, and then after you did this for a few minutes. After it absorbed all the negative emotions, you would envision, valves at your feet would open up, and the orange liquid would drain out. Of course, it was all discolored at this time. All the emotions would flow out with this liquid. This was Barry Konikoff. I think now don't ask me how you spell Konikoff, but I think his website, if it's still up, was like Potentials Unlimited or something like that. Potentialsunlimited.com. Now another guy I've quoted a few times is Dick Sutphen, Sutphen, something like that. He has or had a website, where you'd have maybe CDs are still for sale, but I think now it's pretty much downloadable MP3s. But if it's still up, he'd have them. He had astral projection and past life regression. I think he had some, to make you, more accepting of a life partner. I think he had some to, make you better in bed. Stop. Maybe you had some weight loss ones. Better in bed by two different ways. One was like to help you sleep. The other one was, when you're with your partner and you're not sleeping, I'll say it that way so the kiddies don't get it. But I never tried one of those. Never had any major problems in that respect. But let's see, that quote from it was a guy. I'm going to get into because I'm going to ask in a second here, but was like spiritual boot camp or something like that. It was a guy here in the valley. But the quote, now this goes back to, if you get the secret or creative visualization, but we all create our own realities. And the quote goes like this: life is an experiment in insanity conducted by scientists who are truly mad, who then ignore the given result. Now, that's pretty much the quote as I can remember it from this book. It was such a profound statement. I read that book maybe 30 years ago. It fell apart as I remember, but it was this guy. Now, before Amazon put all the new age bookstores out of business. This goes back quite a few years. There's only one or two new age bookstores still on Earth, but there's one in Glendale. Sometimes I'm going to walk in there, but now they used to have classes and lectures and demonstrations. You could take part in workshops, stuff like that. Back in the day, and it was pretty cool. This guy would conduct a seminar or a class or something, or take somebody through a spiritual boot camp where he would. I didn't take it. I think it was quite expensive, but because I really wasn't interested in taking anything labeled boot camp. But I have followed a kind of a spiritual, new agey spiritual path, but a little bit different that I didn't. But that was those were the good old days, I suppose. Let's see. I think it's actually two New Age bookstores. Because I think one lady, she had twin daughters, and I think her twin daughters are still running a place in Glendale. The lady I was talking about was Jan Ross, but I think her it was like Jan Ross's bookstore, something like that. I think her two daughters, they may not be in business anymore because I haven't heard from them a long time. But she had two fairly interesting twins. I met up with them a couple of times, and I attended a few classes, when she had her bookstore. The other guy, I was trying to remember his name. He had one in East Phoenix. I can't think. Rogers, something. John Rogers, something like that. He had another place, and maybe some of his. Maybe we can. He actually had a church in South Phoenix. It was a New Age church. It was kind of a Christian-based, New Age-based. I never attended a service, but I knew he had it. But he was kind of an interesting guy. A bit of a lecture. I'm not going to say that. I'll get sued for saying what to say there. But anyway, I'm sure he's gone by now, and maybe some of his family's still around. His wife is kind of a young chick. She may still be around. They may still have something going on. If there's any of the New Agers, here in the Valley, contact me, and maybe we can get something together. Anyway, let's see. I think I covered everything I want to cover in this video. But that one method with the orange liquid, that was the Amerikanikoff. And because as I remember, last time I checked, that website, there was a whole bunch of stuff on there. Fairly reasonable. The downloadable MP3s are maybe in the $10 to $20 price range. So if you play one over and over again, you might get some results off of it. Anyway, love you. Bye bye.